Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Big Sky Crypto again. It's Thursday, October 8th, and just about 10 o'clock in the evening. And I just wanted to do another Bitcoin update. Um, I've got the daily chart up right here, as you can see. Earlier, earlier this morning, Bitcoin had a decent pop, couple $100, a little over $200. You can see now it's just formed. This is the new daily candle that's just forming here. It's just a few hours old though, but you can see the one before it here. Popped, like I said, over a couple $100. So decent pop. Um, but on the weekly chart, when I looked at it this morning, it was looking more bearish to me than what it has. It hasn't up to this point looked pretty bullish to me, but it looked like it was turning a little more bearish. I can bring that weekly chart up. Um, you can see here the volatility was dropping a lot over the last, couple of weeks, really. Um, and we actually had two inside week candles forming. This one here, and then the one now. The latest week, which will end on Sunday. This one here was actually this morning was kind of a small red doji candle. It's still inside of this range of this candle, but it looks quite a bit more bullish right now than it did this morning. But it's still um, could still reverse. So right now it's not looking too bad. Like I said, we had that pop up over. I think what was the peak was 10,971, but so it's still having problems getting over 11,000. Bitcoin's struggled since this drop here in the beginning of September. Bitcoin's really struggled at the $11,000 level. This week here, you can see it pushed above, and I think there was one day where it closed above 11,000, but then it pulled back pretty quick after that. And you can see the weekly candle actually closed at 10,934. And then these next three in a row, this one closed at 10,803. It actually had a peak right at 11,000, but it couldn't push above. Then this last week's candle had a high of 10,986, so it was even a little bit lower. And then this week, like I said, just today, it pushed up to 10,971, so it's even lower than this last one. So they've kind of progressively gotten lower, coming down or moving forward. So it's still continues to struggle at the $11,000 level. If it gets rejected again, that I don't think that would be a real good sign. The way the way it looked this morning, like I said, it was looking fairly bearish. You can also see, like on the MACD, there's a bearish crossover. The MACD lines crossed below the signal line, so didn't really like seeing that. And then on the histogram, you can see it's starting to build some bearish momentum, a little bit, nothing crazy yet, but we'll just have to see, I guess, what happens. I'd like to see it push above, well, definitely above 11,000 and get a close. I mean, if it could push above 11,000 and get a weekly close above 11,000, that would be really nice. That would show some strength. Otherwise, if it gets rejected again and, you know, this ends up being a doji kind of back like it was, if it closes like that, to me that won't be a good sign. I mean, you can see here this 10,000, this white line is 10,500. That continues to be pretty strong support, as well as the 21 EMA, the weekly 21 EMA is still providing good support back here. But we'll just have to see how it plays out over the next few days. The dollar is pulling back, which in a sense kind of helps Bitcoin. Typically, when the dollar's weaker, that's better for the price of Bitcoin, and when the dollar's stronger, that's negative for Bitcoin. But you can see it pushed up back here, it peaked and then pulled back. It was in this kind of a descending wedge pattern and broke out of it here and then peaked and came back, and it actually maybe did I was thinking it was going to retest this upper trend line, which it kind of did here, then it came back here again, popped, but now it's coming back really like a third time. So that's not looking real bullish for the dollar either. So I'm not just going to have to kind of watch and see what that does. If it breaks below this trend line again and heads lower, or if it finally does get a bounce. So we'll just have to see how that plays out. And then the stock market, these are the futures. Tomorrow, slightly green rate, about 0.5% up on all three. The Dow, the S&P 500, and NASDAQ, they're all looking slightly positive. It's, I mean, a lot, that could change by morning though, a lot. So they're not looking too bad right now, but that doesn't mean anything. I have to see how they look in the morning. Gold's up a decent amount, over 1%. So that doesn't look too bad. And this is FinViz. This other site is investing.com that I use quite a bit. It's got a lot of good information on it. This is FinViz. I just kind of shows what the markets did today, and they were all in the green slightly. You know, about roughly 0.5%. S&P was up 0.8. It looked S&P looked probably the best of the three. It kind of finished at the high of the day where the other two didn't. So it looks the best. But tomorrow's Friday, so just have to see what the markets do on Friday. Sometimes they I've seen them have a tendency on Fridays to sell off. You know, it just depends on the mood of the market. Sometimes people don't want to hold their positions through the weekend. So just have to see. And then, like I said, on Bitcoin, I'm looking for it to finally break 11,000 and close above, get like a weekly close above, and then push higher. Maybe try 12,000 again. Otherwise, you know, to me that wouldn't be a good sign, and we may see, you know, this roll over and head back down. Still got that gap in the futures, the Bitcoin futures gap, which I believe it, if I remember right, I think it runs from like 96.65 up to 99.25. So kind of in this area here. The futures dipped, I don't know, back when Bitcoin was, I think back in one of these 2 weeks. The futures dipped into the gap, but didn't really fully close it or fill it. So I'm not sure technically if that counts as a gap fill. If not, you know, like I said, if if Bitcoin gets rejected here again, we could see it pull back down, you know, to test this 10,000 level again, or even below. You know, could get a pullback back in the nines. So just have to wait and see how that plays out. Anyway, that's probably about all I got. I just wanted to do a real quick one. Nothing major happened on Bitcoin, but I did, you know, since there was that pop, I just wanted to come on and point that out and just kind of explain what I'm watching for. So, and going into the weekend, sometimes that's pretty slow. Last weekend was real slow. I think Bitcoin the whole weekend only moved a couple $100 or something like that. So, have to see what happens this weekend. Anyway, that's probably, I think, about it. Now I can't think of anything else. So hope everybody takes care, and I'll be posting this up on my website, which I could bring up, I suppose. My website right here, www.bigsidecrypto.com, and I've got a market view tab here where I post the videos for whenever I do kind of an update. So I'll be popping that one in, or this one in there, in just a few minutes. Anyway, everybody take care, and see you when I do another update.